And based on the feedback I'm getting, there are men who've been married 15, 20 years that said they've never heard their wife apologize.
They've never heard their wife apologize.
I know some men who say, yeah, I'm just started dating someone. She's struggling to apologize. And men saying that they've been married for
20 years.
So again, I think it's tied to the emotional maturity of that person. It's tied to the toxic shame if that person has trauma.
See, women hate accountability. That's all there is to it. What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another one. Hit that like, subscribe, tickle that notification bell. That will let you know every time I upload content. You know what we're gonna do.
Yep.
Roll that clip.
A lot of women will use God as an excuse as to why their life is not the way they want it to be.
Yep.
Right? So we'll hear women say this all the time. Well, God hasn't sent my husband my way.
Right.
Has he not sent him, or have you just not been ready for him to send him to you?
Message.
Right? You haven't done the work on yourself for God to send you that blessing. We have to stop using God as an excuse to not do the work on ourselves. Yes, we know things happen in God's timing. We know it's his will, his way, but we also have free will to do what we want, right? And you've made certain choices in your life to make better decisions, better choices. We don't do that, and we just say, well, God is the one for me. That must not be in God's plan. Another way to not do the work. Another way to not hold ourselves accountable to do better. And it's not helpful. It's not. We can't just throw God in there when we feel like it. But when we don't, we do something else. That's not fair. It's not fair to God, and it's not fair to yourself to keep lying to yourself, keep making excuses, and then wondering why your life is not where you want it to be. It can get there if you do the work, but putting it on God, that's not right. That's not right at all.
I want you to pay attention to this and what this lady is saying. Women avoid accountability. There was a recent video I did it, the link will be in the description, where this podcast host came under fire for his disparaging comments against Black women. They were talking about the Black girlfriend effect. And when we look at what was happening, we can see how the Black men were giggling and cackling, but instead of taking the accountability to the person that they should have been really mad at, which they should have been really mad at the man that spoke the comments. Fellas, Black men, I'm going to give you some game. Black women know how to treat us. They just choose not to.
Black women, if you want to date outside of your race, you need to be disciplined. When they say we're going to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, you better be up at 5 o'clock getting ready. They are not going to deal with the lack of discipline. And what we make Black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. And what we make Black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. What we make Black men put up with, they are not going to go for that.
As you can see, that woman right there proved it. They will make excuses for how they treat us.
He ain't lying.
But then they want to double back and treat everybody else better.
Oh, shit.
It's like I said in the last video. You can't expect your own men to protect you, and you treat your own men like crap.
Fact.
Not only do women not take accountability, they don't even hold their selves accountable. They don't hold themselves accountable. They don't hold women accountable, and they only want to hold men accountable. And a lot of women, they do that because they know they have a lot of self-reflection to do. They don't want to heal. They don't want to have that self-reflection. Because if you have the maturity, which most women don't, to go within yourself and look at yourself and say, this is why I do this. This is why this behavior isn't going to work. This is why this behavior isn't going to work. This is why I keep attracting these types of men to me. See, women want to talk about the moon and the stars and the astrological signs and the sixth house and the fifth placement, but they can do all that. But they can't even go to therapy to find out why they keep attracting dusty men. They can tell you about your astrological sign, but they can't tell you why they grew up without a father. They can tell you about the sun, moon, and the star sign, and why you need to do this with the sun sign, this with the moon sign, this with the star sign, but they can't tell you what behaviors they need to heal from. See, women are always trying to one-up on a man. They're always trying to one-up a man, to get better than a man. They're even trying to be man. And see, you can't. Why are you trying to compete with your man? Why are you trying to do better than your man? Why are you trying to fight with your man? With your man? Black women are the only women that compete with their man. No other race of woman competes with their man to be men. And you think that's normal? To compete with your man to be more of a man than he is? Like, you have to understand what's really happening, the masculinity of men, of women, and the fruitiness of men. Anyway, y'all, that's been it for today's video. Don't forget, hit that like, subscribe, tickle that notification bell. That will let you know whenever I upload content. Until the next one, peace.
He ain't lying.